Бачити світло там, де здавалося, його вже немає.
Alright, y'all, welcome back to Come Arms channel. Okay, so today we're not necessarily checking out recruitment adverts per se. Honestly, I think those are getting harder and harder to find, and that's just because, again, a lot of this stuff is on YouTube. So if you do kind of like these shorts, kind of like montage style videos, but these short cinematic videos, they kind of serve the same purpose. So I think we're going to be seeing less of like the commercial style adverts and more of these kind of like short clips summarizing what the military force is doing. So today we're checking out 3 kind of clips like that. One is about the Ukrainian Special Forces. One is from the Australian, I think it's the Australian Army, but it's talking about an amphibious force. Hopefully we'll get some more context, but the description does mention the Australian Navy. Understandably, you need the Navy for the amphibious part of that. But I imagine it's going to be a collaboration with the Navy and the Army. And then we are checking out a video from the U.S. Marines, which this one is a little bit more kind of like adverty, commercial-y. But this, again, is kind of just like a shorts video kind of focusing on what the Marine Corps does and what their focus is right now. So, yeah, should be interesting. I got to say, I've kind of clicked through all these, and they're all very cinematic, all very well made. So let's go ahead and get into it. This one is particularly cinematic.
Вже досить давно настали темні часи. У цих обставинах сильніший той, хто здатен бачити крізь темряву.
It is auto-translated,
Бачити світло
so
там, де здавалося, його вже немає.
I'm more focusing on these clips. I don't know, again, I'm not really too sure if there's like that many different branches of the Ukrainian special operations, but these guys look extra spooky in how they shot this at least.
Або віднаходити силу світла в собі. Сильніший той, хто здатен робити свідомий крок назустріч страху. Той, хто ніколи не впаде у відчай.
Damn.
Той, хто усвідомлює, що
There's a lot that went into this.
пережити будь-що.
I mean, the creative direction that it went with like the night vision, the sound design as well. And then, of course, you have just the insane videography.
В 1991 році Україна проголосила незалежність. Сьогодні ми проголошуємо незалежність від темряви.
Nice.
Наша боротьба.
I think the subtitles just like gave up. Dude, and I love that logo, man. I know you guys are telling me that, I guess Russian intelligence uses like a bat as their symbol a lot of the time. So Ukraine opted for the owl, kind of, you know, in reference to the food chain there, which is pretty cool, I gotta say. And it's just like very well designed logo there. So again, this is very cinematic. Kind of showed a little bit here. Again, not necessarily like a recruitment advert per se, but definitely a cool one nonetheless, kind of showcase these spooky guys. So again, these shots here, you gotta have the lasers, you gotta have the night vision, the fog and stuff. And then I saw these patches. I don't know if this is like a standard issue kind of thing, but the nobody patches is kind of cool. I guess it kind of adds to that spookiness. This dude, I think he's got face paint on. Which, okay. I mean, I wouldn't want to see that, you know, up close if I'm in like a CQB environment and someone was rocking that. Probably be shitting my pants a little bit. But I gotta say, the multicam balaclava there is definitely more of my vibe. That's pretty sick. All right. So cool way to start this off. Now we're going to be checking out a video from the Australian Army / Navy, again, kind of like the amphibious force. And this one is also really, really cinematic, really well shot and edited. Just a cool opening there. Oh man, okay, so sorry. Need to check this out a little bit slower. So they're rolling some tanks on, definitely amphibious looking so far. Yeah, and then we got some, oh man, that's a cool shot. The small boats with the actual ship in the background. Maybe an amphibious ship. That makes sense, but I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know what. Is this pressure pad? Is pressure pad taking off? Okay. It's just the funny things that I pick up on. But this is, I don't know, this looks, as we would say in the military, like a clusterfuck. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, where they even insert it from. If they made movement through this tall grass, I guess. But yeah, now you got guys just kind of not really in a formation, but they start shooting. Makes me a little nervous. I feel like all their guys are super tall. Some guys got hit outside the building. That sucks. Their CQB movement is solid though. The kangaroo on the side. Nice. Okay, little down pilot drill. Wait, what the heck? Was it just blowing parts off? Oh yeah. What was that? It just ripped off a door or something? Oh yeah, it was on the ground, huh? Yeah. That's kind of sketchy actually. I didn't even consider that. I mean, you do like all these FOD walkthroughs and stuff for the helicopters, but I guess nobody considered that this thing could have gotten launched into something important. At least it's going the other direction. Alright. So this is kind of like a trap mission, tactical recovery of aircraft and personnel. These were always like really fun missions to train. Again, the Australian infantry has some solid kit. Yeah, so looks like it was pretty much Army, Navy. So I wonder how often they get to do these amphibious drills like this. I've never really focused on the water around Australia too much, but if it all looks this nice, then that's got to be pretty sweet. I mean, I know Australia is massive, so you can be still like in the center of Australia, and it takes forever to get to the beach, but this just makes doing amphibious operations that much more fun. Okay, but then again, they do move into more of like a land assault, and then they kind of turn this into CQB here. So it looks like they have a pretty decent mount town. They got some camera setups, hopefully for like a little after action review to see how those guys got smoke checked outside. And then again, yeah, their CQB movement is solid. I mean, in general, I'm always really impressed with the Australian Army, whether it be their gear, their level of physical fitness, their kind of weapons manipulations. Everything looks very, I guess, well trained and also very deliberate. And then this, again, these are just fun missions. Maybe not as fun for the pilots when all this stuff is getting kicked in their faces, but it's a cool experience for sure. All right, now this last one titled Anytime, Anywhere, What Do Marines Do? So, all right, let's see how it is. Again, oh my God. Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps back there. Sergeant Major Black, the old Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. Yeah, seemed pretty solid. He wasn't a Sergeant Major in the Marine Corps when I was in, but, I mean, he seemed like he definitely got stuff done and took care of himself.
My concern is something happens around the world. We will not have the right capability nearby where the combatant commander needs it. If we don't have enough amphibious ships, then you put at risk both deterrence and defense and the ability to respond to a crisis.
We are a naval expeditionary force in readiness. We seize or defend advanced naval bases and execute land campaigns in the furtherance of naval campaigns.
I mean, I guess, again, it's different because, like, the Marine Corps intent is always different from kind of how it feels. And definitely the, Global War on Terror, the counterinsurgency mission didn't really help that too much. But now as the Marine Corps is transitioning more to, like, the amphibious readiness, they're starting to realize that they're not as competitive as they should be or as they want to be. And, whether it be with vessels to be able to move certain equipment or just overall lethality with certain systems. But I do like how they're kind of focusing on this a little bit more. And it seems like the Marine infantrymen is definitely being taken care of a lot better as far as the equipment that they're
Seize
getting.
or defend advanced naval bases and execute land campaigns in the furtherance of naval campaigns. The other thing that we are is a global crisis response force. We do that in partnership with the Navy, as a naval expeditionary force in readiness.
Yep, they're ready to go when Israel.
There was the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit that rescued me.
U.S. Marine commandos reclaimed control of a ship being held hostage by pirates off the Somali coast.
U.S. Marines swooped in today.
Following the
Out of
earthquake.
Camp Pendleton to help battle the Valley Fire.
Marines have been put on alert.
It's about 100 U.S. Marines are going.
Heavily armed U.S. Marines are now on site.
We've got a Navy ship that has helicopters that can help to move assets.
It's the kind of rapid response these Marines are prepared for.
The first sea.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I do like how they have like kind of the historical, real-world examples of how the Marine Corps is used in that capacity. The most recent examples I can think of are kind of, Kabul, kind of helping with the evacuation there, but also with Israel when everything kind of kicked off. But I'm curious what happened with this German ship. I don't know how old this is. It looks pretty dated, but damn, that's pretty freaking cool. That would have been, imagine taking part in that. That'd be a freaking sick mission. That's stuff that you normally see reserved for like very specific national counterterrorism teams that we see. But damn, doing that in the Marine Corps, that's kind of a flex to be able to say that.
A Navy ship that has helicopters that can help to move assets.
It's the kind of rapid response these Marines are prepared for.
The first C-17 landed with U.S. Marines on board.
Those Marines were the first ones on scene.
We are our nation's
Crazy scene
premier
there.
crisis response force. Our ships make sure that your Marines can be at the forward edge all the time, wherever, whenever we're needed.
Nice, dude. That was sick.
Our ships make sure that your
Damn, okay. So this one did have more of like I guess advert feel to it for sure, but again, just some very cinematic shots. Some music that doesn't sound copyright free, so hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt when I upload this, but I guess we'll see. But again, I do like their focus. The Marine Corps, again, is really kind of leading the edge, I think, when it comes to modernization. At least for, it is a smaller force. It's a little bit easier to do that as opposed to the Army. Their mission is a little bit more specific than the Army is as well, as an occupying force. But also in how the Army projects and kind of generates combat power is definitely different from the Marine Corps. So I guess it is a little bit easier, I will say that. But the Marine Corps, yeah, doing a pretty good job. So good to see. I'm always trying to see if I recognize any of these people. Okay, so again, with this format, it's not necessarily going to be like the most traditional recruitment adverts. If you guys still have them, definitely send them my way and I'll still check them out in this kind of format. But again, I think we are going to see more of a transition from the traditional commercials of, this is what the Marine Corps or whatever what this unit does. This is how you can join, that kind of transition and how they talk about that. I think we're just going to be seeing a lot more showcase videos like this, which again, I'm all about it because people can kind of, it's not as forward like, hey, this could be you, like see yourself in this position or what have you. Because when you do that, you have to tailor the video to certain specific people or just make it very generic. And it kind of loses its focus as to what the video is actually about. And that's, talking about that force, talking about, what the overall intent is. So I do kind of appreciate these a little bit better. And we had some good ones. Again, I think they're doing a good job just in how they shoot these. It keeps it like less corny and a little bit more believable, which is kind of nice. But you can get a little bit creative in how you implement some of that realism. Lasers are something that the military uses, but yeah, you're not always going to be going through smoke where you can actually see like the full laser beam and everything. But again, you can kind of get a little bit creative when it comes to that. But I think they are doing a good job for the most part. Again, a lot of these in general are just kind of like training clips. So you can, again, kind of get a good feel for what the unit or the military actually does. And again, kind of what the focus is. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Which one of these was your favorite? I would say for me, again, I always love checking out the Australian military. But that Ukraine one, again, I think they kind of won me in that creative use of the cinematography and the special effects. But again, the mission in general, as far as what I could glean from the translations that were kind of there, yeah, you kind of understand that their mission is pretty important, and those guys are definitely playing a pivotal role at this point in time in the Ukraine war. But let me know what you guys think. Of course, if you have anything to recommend, whether it be like a short video like this, kind of like a showcase or a montage, you can send it my way. Or if it's like the traditional adverts commercial, I am down to check that out as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. That's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one.